Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Group 4, and our topic is all about the simulation of interview and interrogation applying the PIS method. Interviews and interrogation are crucial tools in criminal investigation. The way these processes are conducted can significantly impact the quality of the information gathered as well as the overall outcome of an investigation. The PIS method, which stands for preparation and planning, engage and explain, account, closure, and evaluate, is an ethical non-coercive approach to conducting interviews and interrogations. The PIS method is an ethical framework used in criminal investigations to ensure the reliability and effectiveness of interviews and interrogation. It consists of 5 key stages: preparation and planning, engagement and explanation, account, closure, and evaluation. The PIS method focuses on fairness, transparency, and respect for all involved parties. It involves through preparation, active listening, and open-ended question to elicit detailed accounts. The method ensures mutual understanding and avoids miscommunication while also protecting the right of all parties involved. This approach enhances the quality of investigations and maintains public trust in the justice systems. Overview of the PIS method. The PIS method is a structured framework designed to guide interviewers through a process that maximizes the chances of obtaining truthful and detailed accounts from suspects, witnesses, or victims. The method is based on the principles of open-ended questioning, respect, and rapport building, rather than using manipulation or coercion. The PIS method is a structured framework used in investigate interviews to encourage truthful, detailed, and accurate accounts from suspect, witnesses, or victims. This is developed in the UK in the early 1990s. It's rooted in principle of fairness, respect, and rapport building. The 5 key stage of the interview process, including planning and preparation, engaging and explaining, account, clarification, and challenge closure, and evaluation. The PIS method is widely recognized for its ethical approach, fostering cooperation and uncovering reliable information without resorting coercive tactics.
The 5 stages of PIS method are as follows. Number 1. Preparation and planning. This stage involves gathering all available background information and preparing the interview framework. The interviewer should know the case details, anticipate potential challenges, and plan the structure of the questions. Number 2. Engage and explain. The interviewer should create a rapport with the interviewee, making them feel comfortable and respected. This stage also involves explaining the purpose of the interview, the process, and the individual's right. And these methods are important to apply in simulation of interview and interrogation, because planning and preparation it can significantly enhance the effectiveness of simulation of interviews and interrogation. And also, it is commonly used in investigative interviewing, focuses on ethical, non-coercive practice, and emphasizes preparation, active listening, and rapport building. And it is important also to apply the engage and explain method, because it is a foundational in interviews and interrogation. It ensures rapport building, trust, and clarity of purpose, fostering a non-coercive and effective interaction.
Account. This is the core of the interview, where the individual provides their account of the events in question. The interviewer asks open-ended questions and avoids leading or confrontational questioning. The goal is to allow the interview to provide as much detail as possible in their own words. It is where the primary objective is to gather as much detailed and truthful information from the interview as possible. In this phase, the interviewer focuses on encouraging the individual to provide a full and accurate account of the events under the investigation. Next one is closure. Each stage involves wrapping up the interview, ensuring that all necessary information has been gathered, and providing the interview with an opportunity to add anything further. The interviewer should also inform the individual of the next steps in the investigation. The closure the closure phase in a critical part of the interview process as it marks the transition from gathering information to wrapping up a session. It provides us opportunity for both an interviewer and the interview to ensure that the interview has been through, that all necessary information has been collected, and that the interview understands the next steps in the investigation. Proper closure can also help maintain the positive relationship with the interview, whether they are a witness, victim, or suspect, and ensure that the process remains respectful and transparent. And the last one is evaluate. After the interviewer evaluates the information gathered, considering its reliability and relevant. The evaluation informs any subsequent decisions or actions, such as further interviews or investigative steps. The insights gained during the evaluation phase play a crucial role in guiding the next steps of the investigation, informing decisions about further questioning, follow up actions, and other investigative strategies.
Simulation process. In the simulation of an interview and interrogation applying PIS method, the following steps were undertaken. Number 1, preparation and planning. The interviewer or role played by a law enforcement officer or investigator reviewed the case file, understood the context, and identified key areas to explore. A plan was developed for how to approach the individual being questioned, including possible areas of concern and sensitive topics that required careful handling. The interviewer also prepared to use techniques that promote cooperation, such as asking open-ended questions and ensuring the individual understand their rights. This simulation process outlines the preparation and planning phase of an interviewer or interrogation process, particularly in a law enforcement or investigative setting. Here's a breakdown of the critical components of this phase. Number 1 is the reviewing the case file. Number 2, developing an interview plan. 3, promoting the cooperation. The purpose of this phase is the preparation and planning stage sets the tone for a structured and effective interview, balancing the need for information with the subject's legal and emotional considerations. Number 2, engage and explain. The interviewer started the session by building a rapport, introducing themselves in a friendly, respectful manner and creating a non-confrontational environment. The purpose of the interview was explained clearly, ensuring the interview understood the process and their right to remain silent or seek legal counsel if desired. This stage was vital to establish trust and cooperation, especially with a suspect who may be initially reluctant to provide information. Engage and explain, clarifying the purpose, explaining the interview process. The interviewer transparently communicated with why the interview was being conducted. The interview will likely use small talk, establishing trust and cooperation. The interviewer likely use small talk to empathetic statement to reduce anxiety. Building rapport at this stage is especially critical for suspects who may feel guarded or adversarial. By prioritizing respect, transparency, and rapport, the interviewer lays the groundwork for a productive interaction. Trust and cooperation at this stage can lead to more open communication, increasing the likelihood of obtaining accurate and complete information.
In a simulation of an interview or interrogation using the PIS method, the account phase is crucial. The interviewer then moves to the heart of the process, asking individual to provide their version of events. The interviewer asks open questions like, "Can you tell me what happened?" So the person can share their story in their own way. Throughout this stage, the interviewer avoided leading questions or pressure tactics. The interviewer must listen carefully, ask follow-up questions to clarifying details, and encourages the person to share more. They also watch for body language and emotions, adjusting their tone or approach to make the person feel comfortable and understood. This approach follows the principles of the PIS method, focusing on gathering an accurate and comprehensive account while maintaining rapport and ethical standards throughout the interview process. In the closure step in the PIS method, this refers to the final part of the interview where the interviewer ensures everything is clear and accurate. At the end of the interviewer reviewed key points of the account to ensure clarity and accuracy. The interviewer goes over the main details of the interview to make sure that everything is understood correctly. The person being interviewed is invited to share everything else they think that is important. The interviewer explains what will happen next, so the interviewee knows what to expect.
5. Evaluate. After the interview, the interviewer reviewed the information provided considering its own consistency with known facts and credibility of the account. The evaluation stage also involved assessing how well the PIS method had been applied, identifying areas where the interview could have been improved or made more effective. After the interviewer evaluates the information for consistency with known facts and credibility of the interviewee. They also review their use of PIS method to identify areas for improvement in their interviewing technique.
Building rapport refers to the process of creating a connection, trust, and mutual understanding with others. It is essential skill in personal and professional interactions as it fosters strong relationship and facilitates effective communication. Non-cursive approach means influencing or persuading someone without using force, threats, or pressure. Instead, it focuses on mutual respect, understanding, and voluntary cooperation. This approach is often used in teaching, leadership, or conflict resolution to encourage positive actions for decision in respectful and collaborative way.
Good day, sir. I'm Sophie Alexis Armina from 3 Charlie, and this is my report for key observation and effectiveness. Key observation and effectiveness. Open-ended question. The use of open-ended questions allowed the interviewee to provide a fuller narrative, leading to more comprehensive information. So, nakasaad dito na ang paggamit ng open-ended questions ay mahalaga upang makapagbigay ng buong salaysay at mas kumpletong impormasyon na kung saan sa pamamaraang ito ay maaaring matuklasan ang mga posibleng pinaghihinalang tao. By employing open-ended questions, investigators can conduct more effective and informative, ultimately leading to a better understanding of the facts. To make it even clear, narito ang mga halimbawa na aking ibibigay. Una, instead of saying, "Did you see the suspect face?" use, "Can you describe the suspect's appearance in details?" Pangalawa, instead of saying, "Was the victim was injured?" use, "Can you explain what injuries the victim sustained?" Panghuli sa key observation and effectiveness, emotional and psychological sensitivity. The interviewer's awareness of emotional and psychological cues help create a supportive environment. Nakasaad dito na ang emotional at psychological sensitivity ay mahalaga sa pagsisiyasat ng krimen, lalo na kapag nakikitungo sa mga biktima, saksi, o sa suspect na maaaring traumatized o nalilito. Ang pag-unawa at pagtugon sa kanilang emosyon na sa estado ay maaaring makaapekto ng malaki sa kalidad ng impormasyong nakalap at sa kabuuang proseso ng pagsisiyasat.
Time constraint. The PIS method can be time extensive, especially in complex cases where multiple subjects need to be interviewed. Interviewers need to balance the need for truthness with the practical constraint of time. The PIS method can take a long time, especially for complex cases with many people to interview. Interviewers must balance getting all the information with the time limit. Skill development. Effective use of the PIS method requires significant training and experience, as interviewers must be skilled in rapport building, active listening, and adapting their approach based on the dynamic of the interview. Using the PIS method will need a lot of training and experience. Interviewers must be good at building relationship, listening carefully, and changing their approach to fit the situation.
Resistance from the interviewee. Some interviewees may be resistant to providing information, especially if they feel threatened or distrustful of the process. In such cases, further rapport building and patience may be needed to gain their cooperation. Interviewees may resist sharing information if they feel unsafe, uncomfortable, or distrustful of the process. This resistance can stem from fear, suspicion, or a lack of understanding about the purpose of the interview. To address this, it is important to build rapport by creating a safe and respectful environment, showing empathy and clearly explaining the process. Patience is key to earning their trust and encouraging open communication, which can lead to more productive and cooperative interaction.
Conclusion. The simulation of an interview and interrogation using the PIS method demonstrated its effectiveness in fostering a non-coercive, respectful, and true approach to information gathering. By focusing on preparation, engagement, and ethical conduct, the PEACE method provides valuable framework for obtaining reliable and truthful information in investigative settings. Although challenges remain, particularly in cases with resistant subjects, the method's emphasis on respect, clarity, and understanding provides a solid foundation for effective interviewing in a variety of contexts. The PEACE method is widely regarded as an effective and ethical approach to interviewing and interrogation. And prioritize building rapport, maintaining transparency, and minimizing coercion, which often leads to more reliable and truthful information. The PEACE method's non-coercive approach has been shown to reduce false confessions and improve the quality of information obtained. However, challenges can arise when dealing with resistant or uncooperative subjects. In such cases, the interviewer's skills in building rapport, adapting strategies, and maintaining a patient ethical stance are critical. Ultimately, the PEACE method's emphasis on respect, clarity, and ethical practices makes it a robust framework applicable across various investigative and legal contexts.